Hi BookTube, my name is Juan, I am just one reader, and today I am doing the If You Like This book tag. So this is how this book tag works. I am going to give you one book or series or maybe two choices of books that are very popular, very well known, and very talked about here in YouTube or anywhere. And then I'm going to tell you what it is about that book that made it so popular, or that people love about it, or that I love about it. And based on those qualities that represent that book, I will give you a bunch of recommendations or suggestions that I think you could really enjoy if you like that book. So without any further ado, let's get started with the tag. Alright, so my first choice is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I think this series could be represented by the following traits or characteristics. Very good writing, very captivating plot lines and storytelling overall, very lifelike, endearing characters that you have to love or hate, but love to hate. Very dramatic, plot-driven books, very well-rounded books that, maybe they have a little bit of everything for everyone. Also very whimsical, funny, quirky writing and very funny descriptions, something that is just very entertaining but also very well written. So the recommendations that I'm going to give you right now are for people who have enjoyed Harry Potter. These options are very different, from one another, but still I think something from Harry Potter can be found in all of these choices. And I have the collection of short stories M is for Magic by Neil Gaiman, The Princess Bride by William Goldman, the Bartimaeus trilogy by Jonathan Stroud, which is made up of The Amulet of Samarkand, The Golem's Eye, and Ptolemy's Gate, the Artemis Fowl series by Owen Colfer. This is a fairly popular series, but for some reason I haven't really seen it around on BookTube. And finally, the collection of short stories Magic for Beginners by Kelly Link. My second popular choice is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. This book has a very ghost-like feel to it. It has a very distinctive tone. The narrative and the writing style are very, very, very clean and very beautiful. Like, it's a very beautifully written book. There's like a gothic style all over it. It's a very gothic kind of novel. There's a huge drama, family secrets, but most importantly, it's a book for book lovers. Essentially, this book and all the books that I'm going to mention right now are books that I recommend for book people. People who enjoy reading about books and writers and readers and all that kind of stuff. So my three recommendations would be, if you enjoyed the 13th Tale, you would probably enjoy Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and Firmin by Sam Savage. My next popular choice is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. What represents Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl for me is very character-driven story, very psychological, very fast-paced, very entertaining book that you cannot put down, something that you read late up at night, just wondering what's going to happen next. It's a real page-turner. There's a great deal of mystery going on. So the picks that I have, if you enjoyed Gone Girl, first of all, I would encourage you, actually kind of demand of you, that you read the rest of Gillian Flynn's novels, which are Dark Places, my favorite one, and Sharp Objects. Also, she has a novella called The Grown Up, which is also really great. And for the mystery aspect, I would encourage you to read The Cuckoo's Calling and the rest of the Robert Galbraith novels. The Truth About the Harry Quebert Affair by Joel Dicker. And a book that very happily I've seen become more popular and more popular every day on BookTube is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. My next popular choice is the fairy tales from the Brothers Grimm. So basically all these recommendations that I'm going to give you right now are recommendations for people who really like fairy tales, like classic fairy tales. So I have an original fairy tale by Philip Pullman. This is Count Carlstein. This is amazing. This is for like a YA audience or middle grade. An adult pick, The Rental Heart and Other Fairy Tales by Kirsty Logan. A middle grade one, Clockwork, also by Philip Pullman. And a more YA-ish read, Heroes of the Valley by Jonathan Stroud. Alright, my next choice is kind of weird. It's like a triple recommendation. So I think if you enjoy, this is for like children's literature. If you enjoy children's literature, for example, The Chronicles of Narnia, Matilda by Roald Dahl, or A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, I think you would really enjoy this one's Talk Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt, The Thief of Always by Clive Barker. This is great. This would also be like something I would recommend to someone who enjoys his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. Liesel and Poe by Lauren Oliver. Another favorite one of mine, The Secret of Platform 13 by Eva Ibbotson. And The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funke. My next recommendation is more of a steampunky one. I think if you enjoy books like The Prestige by Christopher Priest or enjoy the movie The Prestige, you would really enjoy either one of these two books, both of which are by Jonathan Barnes. They are kind of companion novels. Technically, this one is first and this one is like the sequel, but you can read them in any order, I think. The Somnambulist and The Domino Man. Really amazing, fantastic steampunk, kind of fantasy, gory, horror, sci-fi, amazing kind of books. My next popular choice is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Knurl by Susanna Clarke. What makes this book special, or what makes this book, in my opinion, is that it's a book about London. It's a book set in London. It's a very London-feeling book. Everything feels Londonish about this book, and I love that. This sense of the space, the environment, the time, very Victorian, or is it Victorian? I don't know, but like very period London. I love it. Very luscious writing, beautiful storytelling, captivating story, and amazing, unforgettable characters. So if you enjoy all those things I just said, I have two recommendations for you. One is for a YA audience and the other one is for an adult audience. So for YA, my recommendation is the Sally Lockhart series by Philip Pullman, which is made up of book number 1, The Ruby and the Smoke. Book number 2 is The Shadow in the North. Book 3 is The Tiger in the Well, and Book 4 is The Tin Princess. And if you are an adult, I would recommend The Crimson Petal and the White by Michelle Faber. Alright, my next popular choice is Under the Dome by Stephen King, and this goes for every other Stephen King book that I read. And what makes Stephen King and this particular Stephen King type of book important or recognizable for me is that the characters are sort of thrown into a very supernatural, dangerous, weird situation that they don't understand, and they have to find something in themselves to make it out of that situation and to overcome something. And the stories are very horrifying, very just weird in a weird kind of way, if that makes any sense. So if you enjoy Stephen King, particularly something very psychological like Under the Dome, I think you could enjoy Let Me In by John something something, this guy. I think that even though this is a vampire story, it's a very psychological story too. I would also recommend Bird Box by Josh Malerman. Well, this is actually by Stephen King, but it's a book that not many people have read. And it's The Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King. And last but definitely not least, one of my favorite horror books ever, The Great and Secret Show by Clive Barker. My next popular choice is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. If you enjoy books like this one, meaning books that have a great setting, a great environment, a great sense of space, just very like books that fill you with a sense of wonder about the place that you're at, I think you could really enjoy, and also very beautiful writing. I think you could enjoy I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, or Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. And my last recommendation is also a triple one. So this is for YA genre people. If you enjoy YA such as We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, or The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, or Forbidden by Tabitha Zuzuma, I think you could enjoy these books. Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. It's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. And a very, 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 very good YA book that no one knows about, I think, is The Butterfly Tattoo by Philip Pullman. So that is the If You Like This book tag. Please tell me in the comments down below what you think about these recommendations. Are there any recommendations that I forgot to put in? Tell me what would you recommend me if I love the books that I just told you. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.